What if I told you that buying a $40 Blu-ray is actually cheaper than spending $15 on Netflix and unlimited movies? You probably wouldn't believe me, but that's what this video is going to be about. Me laying down my argument on why I believe physical media is less expensive than streaming services.
If you have Amazon Prime, get ready to see ads with your movies and shows unless you're willing to pay more.
I'm going to be bringing up a lot of points to support my argument and showing you guys the research that I gathered that got me to say something like this. People that spend all this money to have every single streaming service aren't spending that money because they want to see every single movie. They're paying for access. They're paying for just in case. To understand just how expensive streaming is, we have to look to how quickly it's grown and what it has done to get us to spend more money. Consumers like you and me, on average, are spending more money on streaming services than we do on cable. And there's a lot of reasons this happened. We understand the price hikes with Netflix and how Amazon Prime has started displaying ads for people. And as important to the argument as that point is, there's another point which I think is even more important. And that point is, most households have significantly increased the amount of subscription services that they've had in their house year over year.
Oh no, not the scroll.
I'm sure you've noticed that everything is a subscription service now and you really don't own anything anymore. But our brains haven't caught up to the fact that streaming is like as expensive as cable used to be. I think in our heads, we still look at Netflix as just like $10 a month, when it really isn't. It's as high as $23 a month as of 2024. And part of the reason for that is the dilution of content. 7 years ago, you had Netflix and maybe you had Hulu. Streaming services, while once was a replacement for cable TV because it was $10 a month for all you can eat all in one place, has now turned into the concept of paying for all of these channels individually. And that really gets expensive. And that's the single biggest reason why streaming has taken over cable in its ability to create revenue, because everyone is subscribed to multiple things. The average household is subscribed to 4 different video streaming services, and that's just video. I'm not even counting Spotify into that. We're spending more cumulatively on media today than we did back in the day when we were reliant on just physical media. The average person didn't go out and buy DVDs every single month. They bought a movie here and there. But now we're paying for streaming services that we don't even touch for months on end. I was just watching a Colin and Samir video and they said this.
I don't miss opening Netflix on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah.
I just don't. I can go weeks without opening.
There's not enough new stuff.
And that's why Netflix and Peacock and whoever else are spending so much money on old shows, on Friends, on The Office, on Suits, to get that. Like I just watched Suits in 3 months. For 3 months, Netflix was my third place. Now it's over though, and that's the problem. There's nothing else on Netflix that I want to watch.
People that spend all this money to have every single streaming service aren't spending that money because they want to see every single movie. They're paying for access. They're paying for just in case. Maybe you're an active Netflix user. Maybe Netflix is on 24/7 in your house and you're like, there's no way that I could afford all the physical media to replace my Netflix subscription. But think about all the other subscriptions in your life that you've either forgotten about or don't use except for like a few times a year. These things really add up and make it generally more expensive to do that than if you just bought the DVD version of the TV show that you love the most. $48 per month that the average household is spending on streaming services. And this is just having like a core 3 or 4 services. If you start adding things that are like Apple TV or HBO, households are easily going up to well over $75 just for movie and television streaming. The NFL Sunday Ticket, something that we got pretty much for free before when we just had NFL games on CBS and whatnot. We have to pay $73 a month to watch NFL programs now. Netflix, if you want the 4K version, is $23 a month today. That's about $275 per year. If you add Disney, HBO, and Hulu, that's another $360 per year. $140 for Amazon Prime, and I get it, you also get the bonus of free shipping and Amazon with that. Audible, Skillshare, Xbox Game Pass, Spotify. All of these costs add up to over $1,000 per year that you're just spending to rent things that you will never own. You're just paying for access. And you get access at a way lower quality than you otherwise would be if you bought it on physical media. I've been harping a lot on the financial costs of streaming, but there's a ton of non-monetary costs to streaming as well. And the most obvious one is that you don't own anything you watch. If your favorite show or movie leaves because they can't renew the rights, it's gone, and then you're gonna have to subscribe to another streaming service. I remember when in 2021 they removed The Office, you get all of these memes of people posting about their Office subscription going away. Like, for example, Christy Lee binge watches Gilmore Girls on Netflix, but we've been watching The Office on DVD recently, and she was like, you know what, maybe I'm just gonna get Gilmore Girls on DVD. It's a fun ritual to take the DVD out, put in the DVD player, go through the menu system, and hit play. And I know someday there's not going to be Gilmore Girls for her to watch on Netflix, so she might as well just stop using Netflix today, because you could literally buy the whole DVD collection for like $60 or less on eBay. You would think at first glance physical media is just way more expensive, but it's really not. If you're only using Netflix to watch Gilmore Girls, spending $60 so that you own it forever is way more tangible. If you're a collector and you need every brand new 4K Blu-ray, yeah, sure, okay, that cost adds up, I understand. But that's not the general public. That's not how I operate. That's not how most of you operate either. I don't think I'll ever be in a position where I'm gonna wanna get a new release 4K Blu-ray, but let's just say that I am. It's going to be a special occasion. I'm gonna spend 40 or 30 bucks on it. I'm gonna buy it once, I'm gonna have it forever. And that's a purchase that I made instead of renting something. The movies that you love enough to physically own are movies that you're gonna probably be rewatching over and over again. And just a quick break, as I was filming this video, I thought 4K Blu-rays were more expensive than they are. $17.50 for Oppenheimer. There are expensive 4K Blu-ray collections, like 3 films for 55 bucks. It's just something to remember. It's cheaper than you think. There's other ways to get physical media, ways that I get physical media. I never pay full price for physical media. I always get it secondhand. Like, for example, my library has these biannual media sales where I fill up a tote bag full of movies for like 10 bucks, and that's usually about 40 or 50 movies that I take home. You could go to flea markets, you could go to garage sales, you could even go on eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and you could get yourself a lot of DVDs. And I also understand the mentality of storing DVDs is a bit of a hassle, a bit of a clutter, and a lot of people don't like clutter, including myself. So what I did was I threw away all the cases and I put them in DVD sleeves. And it's tucked away nicely in a binder for me to flip through whenever I need it. And something like a TV show, I was surprised when you go to Walmart how inexpensive most of our favorite TV shows are to buy. Like, I can literally watch The Office for like $50, but I didn't even pay $50 when I got The Office because I got mine for free, and I did it through my own library system. Even a non-HD DVD has better sound and sometimes better picture quality than streaming in HD. It's ridiculous. I do it all the time, and I do it on my Orzen projector. Orzen is the sponsor of today's video, and instead of watching movies on a TV, like literally this one that isn't even plugged in behind me, or on my laptop, I turned my living room into a movie theater. And for the last half a year, I've only been watching my movies on a projector. I use the HDMI port in the back of the Orzen, I plug it into my DVD player, which is my PlayStation 4, and I project movies on there. And just from viewing a movie on physical media, you could just see the quality difference between streaming and the Blu-ray equivalent. It's night and day. The Orzen Boom 3 projector is fully equipped to enjoy streaming services. Like, my girlfriend does stream Gilmore Girls, but for me, I never stream anything and I just watch it off of my PlayStation. The Boom 3 has these fantastic speakers on the back. The sound quality is just absolutely amazing. And the price of a projector like this one is significantly less than that of a TV, but you could get a bigger picture and honestly a cleaner image than most televisions that I see. We've been shooting the Boom 3 up against the wall, but you could also use a projector screen. But the reason that I love a wall is because it just creates a clean look in the house. We've been personally using the Boom 3 projector as a replacement to our TV for the last 6 months. They've been a friend of the show for a long, long time. And they made it really easy for you to buy. There's an Amazon link down below if you're interested in checking it out. I absolutely stand by it. So what do you guys think about my arguments for physical media over streaming services? Forget about just the cost of it for a second and just think about the intentionality. This channel is all about being more intentional with the stuff that we consume. If you want to see another video on this spectrum of topic, you should click right here. Cheers.